So as I've already laid out already, healthcare, hospital, first responders, that's the first piece of this. Working on testing, vaccines. Second piece, direct payments to individuals, direct payments for unemployment insurance, then assistance for small businesses to stay in business and to help their employees stay connected to their business. And then on top of that, loans for the largest businesses in America. Not a bailout, loans for the largest business in America. Now, my Democratic colleagues keep saying over and over again, this is a bailout for the biggest companies. It is loans for the largest companies because you know what? They employ a lot of people. And we'd like those businesses to also stay in business. All of that seemed to be going on well and negotiating well until the last 36 hours, it suddenly blows up. And here's what I've heard first. It's not enough. It's $2 trillion. It's $2 trillion. And it's suddenly, well, it's not enough. We need to plus this up to be even bigger. And then suddenly it's become this whole transition into the most random of things. Well, if a corporation gets a loan from the federal government, then someone here in Washington, D.C. should be able to determine how that corporation is run. We should be able to have a member on their board or a union representative on their board. We should be able to have some kind of stake in their board to be able to do that. We should be able, this was my favorite one, we should be able to tell the board if they're considering layoffs, someone here in D.C. should be able to go to the company, evaluate the rest of their portfolio, and tell them other ways they can do their business besides laying people off. Are you kidding me? We're now going to create a whole new federal bureaucracy that goes to every company if they take out any loan in this program and to be able to tell them how to be able to manage the day-to-day operations of their company. There was a requirement that every company had to do a $15 minimum wage from their company. There's a requirement they couldn't do stock buybacks. And by the way, I have no problem with prohibiting the use of these loan dollars to use for stock buybacks, but that's not the concept. The concept was for the next 10 years, you can't ever do stock buybacks on anything, regardless if it's with these loan funds. It became this bizarre shift into, oh, we have an opportunity to run every company in America and tell them how to be able to operate, and that became the goal. Then it became, we need to also add solar grants. The latest proposal that just came out today was $600 million for the National Endowment for the Arts and the National Endowment for Humanity. $600 million. Not connected to anything COVID, it was just they need a plus-up of an additional $600 million from the National Endowment for the Arts, National Endowment for the Humanities. The other one was that we need to have a forgiveness of all debt for the post office, ever. All post office debt. That was just released today. The list is going on and on and on. My frustration is I have people at home that are suffering, that are small businesses teetering on the edge, about to go out of business, trying to figure out if there's going to be a proposal to come out of this Senate while folks are discussing whether we need to do more solar grants and if we're going to take over corporate boards and require a $15 minimum wage at the end of this. Can we just deal with COVID-19? Can we just deal with one thing with COVID-19? And to say, let's help businesses and workers and families that are struggling. That's what I thought we were trying to do with this bill. But now suddenly it seems to be everything but. Let's just do that. And then there's lots of time to be able to argue about the other issues.